Hello, in this video we will be going over how to debug a program using GNU Debugger, and it's a tool, it's a program, okay, that will enable us to execute our program, and during execution we can stop at any line from executing further, and we can examine the variables what we have, okay, and print them and then continue execution. We can put breakpoints. It's called, the stop is nothing but breakpoints to stop the program from executing. All right, so that is the purpose of this debugger, okay. And I will show you step by step how to use this this tool, and then how do we compile and see some of the commands that are available. I have listed the document, okay. Go over this document, and I also be making this document during this video, okay. I'll be editing this document during this video production, okay. All right, so here I have a simple program right here. It has a simple x and y, and we print the values before swapping, and then we swap the values of x and y using a temporary variable, and then we print it. It's very simple, right? There's no rocket science in here. And for the debugger, so let's try to compile this program. All right, and the way to compile for debugger to run is gcc, just like you do before. Swap.c is the name of our file. -g option, okay. -g is the key option you have to use to -g, okay, to use to basically embed debugging information into the executable. That is the mandatory for GDB to work. So you have to compile using that option, -g. All right, I have listed that in the document too. Somewhere in the document you have right there. Whenever you see these highlighted segments, those are commands that you could use, okay. So -g, I'll put the executable name as output as swap, okay. So there are no errors in the program. And now that we compiled it, and we'll take another window, and here I'll log in again into our Sierra College. GDB, and I have compiled the program. Let me take this out, okay. And so we'll run the debugger right now. The way to run the debugger is GDB and the name of the executable that we created with the -g option. So that is that, okay. So we'll see GDB swap. So that just like we have in the document, we have created in the document here. All right, that's why you start the debugger. All right, and when you do that, it opens a bunch of statements. You can ignore all that. So now we are in the debugger. All right, I'll erase this guy. So now we are in from the shell. We started a GDB tool and this program, okay, the program that you have, the executable, and you have the source lines, right? So we go back here. So we can put a breakpoint at line number 4, or we can even put which is the first line of code. We can put a breakpoint at line number 10 and breakpoint at line number 14. All right. So there are several ways you can put a breakpoint. One way is to say break at the main line. Okay, so here it says break 1, that's number 1, and at line number 4. All right, so we have that, and so we can put a breakpoint again at line number 10. So the two ways you could do, one is a name of the function or the line number. Okay, it's right, you can do both. And then we're going to put a breakpoint at line number 14. All right, so those are the commands I have in the, if you go back a little bit down, I have put the table for you where you could see the list of commands that are available for you. So we have done a couple of them. Now if you want to list the breakpoints that you have, right, you want to see what all breakpoints you have, you can simply say info break. So it will tell you how many breakpoints are there. Okay, break number 1 at line number 4, break number 2 at line number 10, number 3 at number 14. So we have 3 breakpoints in our code, and you could save these breakpoints into a file. The command to save, because every time you load, every time you exit out of GDB, it will erase these breakpoints. So you have to save them. The way to save them is here. I have listed that command in the Word document. Here is a save breakpoints, the name of the file. So I'm going to do that. Okay, save save breakpoints. I'm going to give it break a file, break.txt. All right, break test. So it will save all the breakpoints in this file. And let's say if you were to quit this program, all right, and you have the breakpoints file stored in this file. So if you go back and load it, gdb swap, and you can say load those breakpoints. The way to load is source break.txt. Then it loads everything. Okay, just like what you did before. So that's the way to save and load and save the breakpoints as we written in the documentation. So those are the 2 commands that we saw just now, and we'll go ahead and do rest of the stuff. And let's say you have you want to now run the program. Okay, run. When you run it, that means you start executing the program, and it will stop at the first breakpoint. Here you have that, right? It stopped right there. So we don't know the value of x right now. So you say print x, it's a garbage value. Okay, all right. So you need to go. That means it's right now stopped at this line. So it doesn't know the value of x. So if you say step, that means go one line at a time. It's stopping at line number 5. So if you print the value of x, it prints the value of 3, because that's what you did, right? So you can step again. It will print the value of it stopped here at line number 7. That's what it says to print. And you can say now your next breakpoint is line number 10. You can say, okay, I can just print y for now, and then continue. Either you can say continue, or you can say C for brief. It will go to the second breakpoint and stop, which is line number 10. That's what you did before, right? Line number 10. It stopped at line number 10. So if you were to ask the value of z, it still doesn't know it, right? So you have to say step. Oh, it's already gone to breakpoint because I did return accidentally. I hit enter. So it just printed. If I just continue, it gone to the end of line, so it printed the value of x is now 5 and y is 3, right? It swapped the value. And let's say you are now here, and you want to go back and let's say you want to edit this file. All right, you want to remove this, let's say, printf statements. Okay, just for instead of removing, let me put a comment. Remove a comment, put that into a comment, and I'll change the values of, say, x to maybe x to 13 and y to 15. Okay, and I compile it. I'll compile this now, and remember my GDB is still running, but the GDB will remember that your swap has been changed, right? So you don't have to reload the whole thing. If you just say run, first you have to say kill. It'll kill the existing debugger, the program that you have been debugging, and now if you say run, it'll go back and load your new program. That is very key. Okay, I put R run, R for short form for run. So you go back here and say you have those values 13. Now if you see, your debugger has 13. So this is the way to debug. You can change the source code, all right, and still be within the debugger and continue debugging your code. All right, you don't have to they are not mutually exclusive in a way that when you edit this source code, you don't have to exit out of GDB. Okay, so now again your breakpoints, if you say info break, it'll tell you all those 3 breakpoints. You can remove one of them. Let's say you don't want to a breakpoint number 2, you can say remove it. So info, it'll give you only 2 breakpoints, all right, 1 and 3, because you removed number 2. So that's also listed in the document. Okay, delete and all. And if you want to clear the whole thing, you can do that too. And here there's another variable called watch variable. Watch means you can say, hey, can you keep watching a variable? I don't want to, whenever you change the value, could you print the values? So you can do that too. Anyway, so these are the different commands that you have for debugger. Okay, and now again, if you say continue, it finishes the program at line number 17, and we're done. Okay, now you can quit if you want to. So that is the session for debugging sessions. We have a simple debugger, and I've written the document for you guys. And so the idea is to write a program and debug the program simultaneously, all right, using breakpoints. So in this video we also saw how to we saw how to use GDB. We saw how to put breakpoints. We saw how to run the program. Then we also saw how to edit while debugging. Okay, while debugging mode, we did that. We saved the breakpoints. Okay, we did all that, and we loaded them also. Okay, so there are all these commands we have. We also try to delete breakpoints. So this is enough for you to understand in this course. If there is something that we want to learn more, I'll bring this up and maybe show more commands. Okay, thank you.